Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Inclusivity Survey Assembly. We are going to be discussing with you the results from the survey. So firstly, what is inclusivity? Inclusivity is an intention or a policy of including people who might otherwise be excluded or marginalised. The Equality Act 2010 and the protected characteristics. The Equality Act came into force in October 2010. It was designed to protect people from disadvantage and discrimination. The 9 protected characteristics are age, disability, gender reassignment, race, religion or belief, sex, sexual orientation, marriage and civil partnership, and pregnancy and maternity. It is against the law to discriminate against someone because of a protected characteristic.
At King Henry School, we have an inclusivity pledge. So that means a promise that we've all, as staff and also students, signed up to try and follow. And it goes like this. As a school, we pledge to prioritise, champion, and be relentless campaigners for inclusivity and equality in our community. Our diversity will be celebrated. Our students made to feel safe, engaged, and empowered. We will fight racism together and as a community. Our words must be matched by our actions. That would be the most powerful way for King Henry School to react to the horrific murders of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and so many other innocent black men and women. In 2021, King Henry School conducted its first ever inclusivity survey designed to help the school learn about how students feel about the school community, how inclusive it feels to them. In the first wave, 304 students from a range of backgrounds shared their views. Nearly 1/3 of the school. It's a really excellent turnout. And we learned some powerful things. Just to help us to understand who took part, let's have a look at the demographics. So firstly, on the right-hand side, number 8, what year group are you? We can see that we got a good range of students from years 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11, more students from years 10 and 11, but not many from the sixth form. They weren't invited really to do it at that point, but we hope to do that in the future. We can see below that we got students who identify as a range of different genders. Majority were female, but also a lot of males too. And we got students from a range of different ethnicities. The majority of students in our school are white British, and so that is reflected here. And we got some students from other groups such as Asian British, Black African, Caribbean, Black British students, and some other groups. So what did we learn from the survey? What were our most important, our key results? Firstly, it was that 85.3%, a large majority of students, said that the school was, in their mind, somewhat, quite, or very inclusive. This is overall a very positive result. 49% of students felt that students are treated fairly, regardless of race, gender, religion, identity, or background. And 24% were neutral, kind of in the middle. But we noted that an important 25% of students disagreed that students are treated fairly all the time. And particularly, they were the older students who took part in the survey and those from ethnic minorities. So we have some work to do there to make sure that everyone feels they're treated fairly. And 71% of Black African, Caribbean and Black British students and 57% of mixed multiple ethnic groups, although there were only a small number represented within those numbers, a small number of students, the majority of them said that it was extremely important to them to see examples of their own culture at school, and to see people like me, people from their backgrounds and their cultures represented in school resources, in books, and generally around the school. And this is something that we think is really important and we'll be looking to in the future.
We also learned how students thought King Henry School could be more inclusive. These comments included making sure that everyone has the same respect, adding more about ethnic and Black minorities, and educating people that being part of the LGBTQ+ community isn't something they can bully for. These were some really useful insights that will help inform how King Henry School will become more inclusive in the future. We also learned the importance of praise. Praise in a reward system that recognizes the personal achievement of everyone is considered extremely important by over half of all the students who responded to the survey. It's especially valued by students in lower school in Year 7 and Year 8. Currently, over 60% of students who responded believe that King Henry School praises every student for their achievements, regardless of their race, gender, religion, identity, or background. This is a great result, but something we always want to improve on. So the next steps for greater inclusivity at King Henry School will be to open the survey again. We are still waiting to hear from over 2/3 of the school to make sure that their voices are heard. Also, only a small number of students from ethnic and gender minorities took part. In order to get a full picture of students' attitudes towards inclusivity, we want more students to take part.
So the next steps to greater inclusivity at King Henry School. You've completed, or some of you have completed the first wave, and the survey will be going live again. So if you've already taken part in the survey, please do not take it again.
Once the survey is up and running again, you'll be able to access it via your 21C group in Teams, and your form tutors will let you know when that is. We can't wait to collect more data and to share the full results for the majority of the school with you.
A big thank you for your participation from the inclusivity team at King Henry School.